You know how we feeling?
Word!
Yeah, man, grateful, man, grateful. Grateful to be here with all you guys. Thank you guys.
Go to gym, baby.
You always got my back. I love you. Next, what'd you think of this fight? What's your reaction of it?
Man, let me tell you, Shakur moved so well. He won every round, and he was just a step ahead with quickness and just with, just the plan himself. Great plan coming in, and he did well.
He better leave that alone.
What did you think of Shakur's performance?
He did what he had to do, man. There's always room for improvement. I think he had a lot of stuff he could have did, but he's so talented and gifted, man. You also got to trust what he's seeing in there. We're on the outside,
Connor, what was that about right there? What was Shakur saying to you in there?
If he wants it, he can get it next.
Right.
Ultimately, I ain't scared or worried about him.
Well, what did you think? What did you think of his performance?
Yeah, no, it was a great performance. He performed really well. But ultimately, I ain't worried about him.
Right.
Madison Square Garden buzzed as if it sensed something special was about to unfold. When the bell rang, Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez didn't simply fight. What followed felt like a high-level chess match, where every move carried real power and real consequences. Shakur started...
That performance from Shakur tonight just
made Teofimo look like a novice. I mean, that's how good he is. 120, 109, 108. I mean, just unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Is that what you expected from Shakur?
No. I mean, listen, I expected an incredible performance, but I didn't expect it to be completely one-sided. I mean, he won every round, in my opinion. It like the golfing levels was phenomenal. And I said to Bud, like, going into 12, he could do 40 rounds.
Now we got the main event with Shakur, and I knew that was gonna happen. Everybody be talking all that rah to me. I know boxing, and like I told y'all, we was gonna see a little bit of athleticism, but we was gonna see Shakur be using his jab, going to the body. And we saw blood today. Shakur did great today. Only thing I can ask for is stoppage. I can't ask for nothing else.
Amazing fight. Teofimo is my guy, but I've always been a fan of Shakur, and I think that Shakur put on a clinic tonight. Least amount of risk. Been able to put his skill set into fruition all night. The jab was leading. You can tell the difference in skill.
Started the fight composed and precise, touching Teo with his slick southpaw jab as if he were drawing out a blueprint. He lured Teo into traps, shifted off angles, and made him miss by inches, gradually grinding down his patience.
And he won all 12 rounds?
Well, maybe he lost one, but he won the majority of rounds.
At what time did you realize that this was just going to be Shakur taking over the whole fight?
After the fourth round.
After the fourth round?
Yeah.
After this fight.
Easy work. My brother Shakur spanked this 12 rounds like I told him he would. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud of my brother, man. He did his thing, man.
What stood out the most for Shakur right now?
Say it again?
What stood out the most for Shakur?
Huh?
What stood out the most for Shakur tonight versus Teofimo?
Wait, what you said?
What stood out the most?
Oh, Shakur. I already knew he was going to box his out. Like, he was going to box him out. Easy work.
Never out of control, footwork, timing, shot selection. I actually think he could have stopped Teofimo if he'd have stepped on him. Teofimo looked like frustrated, just obviously he was busted up to the face. He's a phenomenal fighter, 4-division world champion.
Teofimo, it seems like he couldn't just get it going. Like he just tried differently going up and down. The counters were getting him.
Yeah.
What could he done differently tonight?
I don't know, it's difficult to box against a great mover like that. And, he tried. He definitely tried. His dad was emotional. He wanted him to do better, but, this is boxing.
Topo, to his credit, refused to play it safe. He attacked in quick bursts, changing rhythms mid-round, darting in with sharp combinations before slipping out at awkward angles that forced Shakur to hesitate for split seconds.
I think he put on a tremendous performance, and obviously, the level he's at, you always look for things he could do better,
What did you see from the outside that he made?
I mean, I'm just saying, I think it was a lot of body work and stuff like that. He could have touched on, but again, he's in there, so he's seeing stuff, he's feeling the punches. We not, so you got to trust what he's seeing.
Teofimo just couldn't get going.
He put on a well, he tried to get going. He just wasn't allowed to.
Teofimo, it seems like he couldn't just get it going. Like he just tried differently going up and down. The counters were getting him.
Yeah.
What could he done differently tonight?
I don't know. You know, it's difficult to box against a great mover like that. And, you know, he tried. He definitely tried. His dad was emotional. You know, he wanted him to do better, but, you know, this is boxing.
Yeah, I definitely did. I feel like he's a fighter, so he tried to fight back. But, yeah, I picked him apart. In the second round, I want to say that I told my corner, I said, I'm stronger than he is.
Just enough to remind everyone this wasn't a simple lesson. It was a clash of minds and instincts. By the middle rounds, the intensity rose. Shakur began working the body, sneaking that straight left downstairs after locking up Teo's guard. Topo fired back with heavy counters and sudden pressure that brought the crowd to its feet. Even during long stretches when Shakur...
Disappointment that you didn't stop him because you said even during the fight you wanted to stop him?
No, it's no disappointment. It's boxing at the end of the day. I seen him go out there and when I was about to stop him, he started fighting back a little bit. So respect to him. He's a sharp fighter. He got a lot of knowledge and he did what he did to survive.
And that was the difference to me that made the fight. It wasn't about grit. It wasn't about heart. It was about sheer talent. And Shakur displayed that tonight. So,
What would you think about, obviously, Teo's eye? He never seemed to be able to get into it at all. Is that kind of like the experience you had?
Boy, he won a round or two, maybe, but that's it. Shakur too dominant. He was able to hit him clean first round, able to avoid shots. Shakur just on his A game. He's sharper, he's stronger, he's better, and now he's a 4-division world champion. I'm so...
seemed impossible to hit. Floating, pivoting, and tagging Teofimo with clean shots, Shakur seemed in full control, until suddenly Teo flipped the momentum. He drove Shakur toward the ropes, landing heavy hooks and making it feel like the fight was turning in real time. Both men had those hold-on moments where the narrative shifted, tweets were deleted, and analysts began to sweat. In the championship rounds, it became will versus precision. Shakur remained calm and calculated, while
I thought, that we could take risks and do more and whatnot, and as the fight went on, it seemed like it just got better. We was hoping that the pace would, kind of kick him with him and slow him down, but I think it did to a point. But I think, his overall performance, he did well. Like I said, we give a lot of respect to him. He's a formidable opponent, and Shakur just came with the game plan and just outscored him. We want to get ahead on the scorecard.
Teofimo dug deep, pressed forward, and threw with bad intentions, refusing to fade quietly. Neither man cracked, and neither slowed down. They adjusted, reacted, thought, and fired until the final bell felt like a release for the entire arena. When it was over, both stood there breathing hard and marked up, knowing they had given the fans something that would be debated for years. Some saw a technical masterpiece, others saw raw ambition nearly bending the blueprint. But everyone agreed on one thing: this wasn't just a fight. It was a collision of styles, minds, and legacies that felt bigger than a single win or loss. Then Terrence...
Do you think you was really going to beat him up that way?
Yes. I've been told you this. I told you this a minute ago. I said he's not on my level, and I proved it tonight. And shout out to you, bro. You're a hell of a fighter. I'm proud of you. I'm glad that you went there and did what you were supposed to do. You dig deep and you did what you were supposed to do, and I'm proud of you.
Crawford stepped in with that calm, surgical champion energy. And when Bud speaks, people listen because he isn't just watching, he's decoding. Crawford said he loved how Shakur controlled distance early, and that came through clearly. Those opening rounds looked like a lesson in range management, while Teofimo seemed eager to jump straight to the boss level. But Bud also highlighted Teo's mid-round adjustments, how he started timing Shakur's exits and slipping counters into those narrow windows. That's where the bout shifted from a clinic into a real duel. Crawford also emphasized the body work from both sides, noting how overlooked it was and how much it altered the tempo. You could see it. Both fighters slowed just enough to make the chess match more dangerous. Then Bud dropped some veteran wisdom, saying neither man fought scared. They fought smart, just in different languages. Shakur spoke in calculations. Teofimo spoke in momentum. He said Shakur's late-round composure reflected true champion discipline, while Teofimo's pressure showed why athletic wildcards are terrifying at the elite level. When Crawford said the fight proved elite boxing isn't about highlights but about layers of adjustments that hurt, it landed. Every round felt like a software update. Bud didn't name a winner. He simply said both men showed they belong at the top. That's such a Crawford ending. No hype, no bias, just respect for fighters who made elite boxing look like real-time problem solving. Then Max Kellerman stepped in sounding like someone who had just watched a thesis defense inside a boxing ring. And when Max gets poetic, you know it mattered. He opened by saying the fight felt like mathematics versus momentum, and honestly, that summed it up perfectly. Shakur was solving equations on the fly while Teofimo was trying to rip the notebook in half. Max praised Shakur's efficiency, how every movement had intention, how he stole inches, seconds, and confidence round after round. You could feel his appreciation for pure ring IQ. Then he flipped to Teofimo and called him the chaos variable, pointing out how those explosive bursts kept punching holes in logic like a glitch in a flawless system. Kellerman also leaned into the mental battle, saying this was one of those rare fights where both men were winning and losing at the same time. Shakur controlling the ring, Teofimo controlling the emotional swings that shift momentum. He loved the late-round tension, saying both fighters were recalculating in real time like chess players who realized the board was on fire. Max highlighted the body shots too, calling them the invisible storyline that rewrote the pace, classic Kellerman detail casual fans missed. Then he delivered a line only Max could, saying, "This fight didn't give us an answer. It gave us a better question. What happens when elite fundamentals meet elite volatility again and again?" He didn't crown a winner. He crowned the matchup, saying, "This is the kind of fight that makes boxing feel like literature. Layered, open-ended, and begging for a sequel." Eddie Hearn followed, smoothly shifting from promoter brain to analyst mode. You could tell he was watching with matchmaking eyes. He called it both a commercial and technical masterpiece, which is classic Hearn language for elite boxing and elite business in one night. Eddie praised Shakur's composure as the kind of skill set that sells long-term dominance, pointing to his distance control, punch economy, and how he made the ring feel smaller without reckless volume. Then he turned to Teofimo and labeled him box office chaos. Every time Teo exploded, the arena reacted like a concert crowd, and Hearn noted those moments are exactly what casual fans pay for. He joked that, from a promoter's perspective, this was the perfect problem. One fighter delivers highlights, the other delivers history, and both deliver rematches. He broke down the mental duel too, saying Teofimo tried to force moments while Shakur tried to erase moments, perfectly capturing their clash. Eddie hinted that this single fight created 5 future posters in one night, teasing rematches, trilogies, and crossover matchups. He refused to pick a winner, saying boxing won, the fans won, and the sport just gained a rivalry that sells itself. Coming from Hearn, that's the highest praise. You didn't just win rounds, you built a franchise. Bill Haney then stepped in with that blend of coach, philosopher, and chaos agent energy, saying the fight was a masterclass in what boxing really is versus what social media thinks boxing is. He praised Shakur's composure, calling it grown man boxing.